Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lover Society with me, Gert Retief. And as you can see, I'm still not at home. Been traveling and visiting some friends in Bosnia and Herzegovina. I spent a week in Banja Luka, and it was absolutely a fantastic place. Friendly people, a fantastic nightlife. You can go out, loads in the restaurants, fantastic food, entertainment for all the people on the outside. Literally a fantastic place. So I moved down to the capital of Sarajevo, and I spent a weekend in Sarajevo, and I went for a quick walk in the old city. And as I exit the old city today, I wanted to buy some water, so I went into the small little shop, and I immediately saw they had some whiskey, which is a little bit out of the ordinary apparently, but they're not really big on whiskey here. So I had a look and I saw the local prices and I thought it was a little bit cheap. So I started doing some calculations and I realized that they are really cheap. And my eye that I caught, the first thing was the Macallan 12-year-old double gold or double cask, and it was for €45. And they have some 4 other whiskies. I wasn't really interested. Some Johnny Walker Red Label, Johnny Walker Black Label. So I wasn't really interested. And then something right at the back on top of the shelf caught my eye. And that was the Aberlour 12-year-old speyside single malt Scotch whiskey. So I inquired about the price, and the lady wasn't very sure, and she said it will be around €28. So I was not sure if it is a good price, because I've never bought this one before. So I had a quick look online and realized that it's very cheap. In my shop in Belgium, online shop, I will pay about 40 up to, and with delivery cost would have cost me about €45 for the same bottle, and she was selling it for 28. It was quite dusty. It was probably in the shop for quite a long period of time, and I think she also realized that by the look on my face that it is a little bit cheap. So but that was the only one that was available. So of course I grabbed it and I gladly pay for it. So tonight I'm looking at the Aberlour 12-year-old. It is a double cask maturation. So what it means is that they use American oak, probably ex-bourbon casks, ex-hogsheads. And they will also use some sherry cask, and I presume also oloroso sherry. So they will do a maturation for 12 years. And at the end of the 12 years, they will take the sherry casks and the ones what's in the American oak, and they will blend it together, maybe for a month, 2 months, 3 months. They don't state it, but they will make a little bit of a marriage, and they blend it all together, and then they bottle it. So I do expect to find the sherry notes in it, and I do expect to find a little bit of a fruity note, but coming from the ex-bourbon casks. So it is chill filtered. It's bottled at 40% ABV. And I'm not 100% sure, but I suspect I also do add a little bit of coloring to it. But you'll see from the bottle, maybe the light in the hotel is not so good, but there is a little bit of not so dark. Considering it was for 12 years, I would have, if I do add some color, of course it is not a lot. So I don't know any of the notes. I didn't do research on it, and I don't want to spoil it for me. So I'm really looking forward to tell you about my barn find. And I think that is the first real great deal that I bought since I started my channel. So I'm always looking for that special cheap bottle of whiskey that that's been sitting in the shop for maybe years. I don't know, but I suspect this was sitting in the shop for quite a long period of time, and I was quite happy to pick it up. So we're gonna have a quick look. Sounds fantastic. I already get a little bit of the sherry notes coming through. Unfortunately, I am in a hotel, so the best glass that I can get is a red wine glass. So it will have to do. So color-wise, a nice light amber color. And on the nose, cheers. I do like it. There's a sweetness in the nose. I do get a little bit of a fruity note, something like a red apple. And I do like a little bit of a red apple, but it's a sweet red apple. I do get a little bit of a raisin note. The sweetness is, it's not overly sweet. There is a sharpness still in the alcohol. And I'm a little bit surprised with that. It's only bottled at 40% ABV, so I was not expecting so much alcohol coming out of it, but there is definitely some of the hit of the alcohol. So I do get the sherry note, the oloroso sherry, so it is there. The raisins is there. A little bit of a vanilla note coming through. And a little bit of a floral note that I normally would not associate with the sherry finished whiskies. But this one I do get a little bit of a floral note. Maybe also a little bit into a rose water note coming out as well. So on the taste, cheers. It's not strong on the taste. It is 40%. No oak. I'm surprised there's no oak. So I'm quite happy. As you know, I don't really like the whiskies with a lot of oak in it, which makes me happy. I am not a big fan of the oak sherries. This is almost no oak to it. Bottled at 40%. There's also very little on the alcohol note. It's light, sweet, a little bit of a nutty note coming out as well, something like a toasted almonds. Finished is nice, sweet. Almost no oak, a little bit of a hint of a chocolate note, maybe a little bit of a caramel, a little bit of a vanilla note coming out as well. A hint of a spicy note. After the first step, I do get a hint of a spicy note coming out as well. Again, maybe cloves, a little bit of a hint of a pepper note, but still no oak. Really, I do enjoy this one. So I am quite happy. The fruitiness comes out. I do get a little bit of a apple note. Maybe a little bit of a stewed fruit coming out as well. And still no oak. And I'm sorry I have to keep on saying it, but I'm so happy that there's no oak in it. And I was worried about that because I do find a lot of the sherry cask finishes can introduce quite a lot of oak. So on this one, if I go back, I do get a little bit more sweetness now. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of water just to see what happens with it. But of course, at 40% ABV, just put a little bit of water in. I'm going to put here maybe 3 or 4 drops on it and see what it's going to do. So with a little bit of water, I now get a little bit of a, more vanilla, and I get a little bit of an orange note coming out. And this is a little bit more sweeter on the nose with a little water added. Now I also get a hint of cinnamon coming out now. So a little bit of a baked apple with some cinnamon and a little bit of a buttery note. This is fantastic. So let me try again. This is a dangerous whiskey. You don't really feel the impact of the alcohol. It is just smooth. It's sweet. It's no alcohol bite on the tongue. No oak. Again, sorry. I do get a hint of a toffee or caramel also now coming out. And I must say, I really like this one. So score-wise, I'm going to be quite generous with this one. I'm going to give it an 87 out of 100. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. And I think tomorrow I need to go back to the shop and see if they are open. And maybe they have some additional stock in the back. I'm going to have to go ask. And thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and join me in my journey from country to country to see what I can find. So, thank you. Cheers.